thank you all for attending our session about PDF Association Membership Benefits 101. My name is Melina. I'm the Member Benefits Manager of the PDF Association, and this is Peter White, CTO of the PDF Association, and Peter is about to start our presentation.
Okay, thank you, Melina. So today I'm going to talk about some of the technical member benefits that we offer in the PDF Association. So let's begin by considering technical standards. They're critical to our everyday lives. Without technical standards, nothing would really work. Yet in many cultures, they're not very much appreciated. PDF is a quiet achiever. We maybe don't make the splash in the headlines like HTML. But in other cultures, such as the Chinese culture, the understanding of standards is placed at a much higher level. I really like this quote: first-class companies do standards, second-tier companies do technology, and third-tier companies do products. I think that's very relevant for those of us here this week because we understand the importance of standards, and that makes you a first-class company. So why participate in our technical activities? I'm going to list, these are not in order, I'm just going to go through a list here. So the first one is obviously easy access to information and drafts from ISO and the other technical liaison organisations that we engage with. This includes obviously the PDF ISO TC 171, which is meeting tomorrow, Thursday and Friday here in the hotel. ISO TC 30 is responsible for a lot of the print standards, although we've recently moved one of the standards from that committee back into the core PDF community back here. TC 42 is actually doing a lot of work in HDR, which is why I list it here, and it is one of the hot topics moving forward in PDF. ISO IEC JTC1 SC34, big mouthful. You can just think of them as the EPUB OOXML communities, and that's where those standards are being defined. Our liaison organisations range from printing organisations like APTech, ETSI, which some of you would be familiar with PADES, the ICC International Colour Consortium, NV Access, Twain, UK Association for Accessible Formats. So many opportunities for you to gain access to information from these communities. We provide open forums for technical discussion, but our forums are much more flexible and agile than ISO. We can work with whatever suggestions the community requires, whatever suggestions or approaches the industry requires. And that's what we're here to do. So if you do have requests, you do have ideas about how we can support the community, and by that I mean end users or stakeholders or even just other PDF developers, then please talk to us. We are upstream from ISO. What does that mean? It means our work happens before ISO. So in my last talk, I spoke about some of the breaking changes to PDF. These changes are happening under the PDF Association banner because it's better to communicate to everyone. We don't want to create an ISO standard through a lot of rigorous process and then be told we need to do something different. We're much more agile here, we can work here, we can provide extensions, and then once they're adopted widely in industry, we can take them to ISO if that's what the industry desires. You can obviously also gain an understanding and insight when fixing errata. I run the errata process for the association across a number of working groups. And so this is really, if I was to be blunt about it, I would be saying if you want to do PDF right, you need to listen to the errata. You can also influence our publications and web resources. Recently we've published some new web resources, which I'll go through in a minute, which were influenced by discussions directly and indirectly happening in technical working groups and in our email lists. You can also influence the development of PDF technology. We held the symposium in 2022 where we spoke about what next in PDF, and I just did my talk on breaking PDF. This is how you can influence what you want in PDF as a technology. And of course, this week you can network with other members, share information, learn, and hopefully also have some fun while you're doing it. We have a lot of technical communities and liaison working groups. I don't intend to go through these now because our very next presentation in the big room opposite, each of the working group chairs will present their achievements, their vision and their goals and what they hope to achieve in 2026. And there'll be a Q&A session at the end of that, so it's better that they answer your questions directly. So how do you join communities? This is a self-help. You don't need to contact us. You go to the Your Communities area of your member page, and then pretty much you just click on the button, and then it's a checker box. You can join any community you want. There is no restrictions, except for liaison members, but it should be filtered here. You do not have to actively participate in communities. If you're feeling a bit nervous, maybe you're feeling that we're all a bit scary or a bit too technical, you can just join. You will get access to the email list, YouTube recordings of every meeting we've ever had, so you can go back in time as well, meeting minutes and other access. And most importantly, you'll get access to their private GitHub repositories, which is where a lot of the work is happening nowadays. You just check that box and then you'll be added automatically. So let's talk a little bit about publications, and I do want to separate industry publications from ISO publications. Our industry publications range from specifications, technical notes, application notes, best practice guides, test suites, and even other things. If you have an idea, please come and speak to us. And separately, we run an errata process, which is web-hosted now, publicly available, and provides clear markup of what is deleted and what is inserted in correcting resolved errata. For ISO publications, these are the published standards and specifications, so the official end products of the ISO process. We provide sponsorship, so no-cost opportunities for anyone on the planet to gain access to the latest PDF technology. We also have other ISO standards available from our online shop, and our pricing, I can assure you, is better than many of the national bodies. But probably more important than those finished work products are the intermediate work products, the drafts and in-progress documents and the reports that the committees have access to. These documents are made available to you as members under our IPR policy, our intellectual property rights policy, and that is because that policy is a direct mirror of the ISO policy. You're able to read these documents and even provide feedback on them, probably through me, if you wish to contribute to discussions. Of course, you can just use it as being informed. You don't have to actually do anything actively if you do not want to. I'll explain in a minute how you gain access to these documents. And of course, there's lots of other content that we provide, maybe not publications in the formal sense, but articles, glossaries, web resources, the cheat sheets, our XMP templates, and of course, public and private GitHub repositories. We've published a number of industry publications. Hopefully everyone here has at least read most of these. The two new ones that we have up here is an FAQ on HDR, specifically targeting the stakeholders of PDFA and PDFX. So not the technologists, but definitely the end user, the archivists and maybe printing professionals. Prior to that, actually based on interaction with the LibreOffice developers, was an FAQ on how to dually conform to PDF-A and UA in a single document. This was very much a confusion for them. And of course, more recently, we also have our EA PDF, Email Archiving PDF Specification document. Most of our documents are informative. They do not change the definition of PDF. They provide guidance, clarifications, and hopefully important information. EA PDF is an exception. It is actually a formal use of PDF-A for email archiving. If you do find any issues with the documents or have any requests, then we now have a method to report on these informal documents or PDF association documents. This is different to reporting ISO issues, sort of technical issues. If you go there now, you'll see there's a few issues with some of the documents. Some of these relate to, for example, tagging, missing bookmarks, that kind of thing. Our latest publication, which should be coming out in just a few weeks, is another application note on including custom metadata structures in PDF. Again, this is not really targeting PDF developers, it's targeting third parties that wish to leverage PDF as a mechanism for their metadata. PDF provides many different ways to include PDF metadata, and this provides the pros and cons of each method, including, for example, programmatic interfaces through JavaScript and legacy application support, or today's application support. Building on this document, we hope then each third party might then write a very short document saying, I'm electing to include my kind of data in this manner, in this way, and that makes their job much easier in communicating to their stakeholders how their metadata is included and leverages PDF. So going back to the ISO N documents, there is nothing magical about an N document, it's just really an ISO work in progress document. You access from your member page, you scroll down and you'll see ISO document access. You click on the ISO documents button and you'll be taken to this area. Now we fully understand that not everyone knows the numbering and the documents and so forth. So the interfaces in these drop-down lists will often give you some descriptive name that hopefully is meaningful. So if you don't know the XMP ISO standard number is ISO 16684, don't worry, when you drop down the projects in here, it'll actually just have XMP. Of course, if you have any problems, then Betsy Fanning is our standards director. She can help you, or you can contact me and I'll also help you, guide you through the quagmire that is ISO terminology. In terms of our industry publication process, we have a multi-stage process which is far more agile and flexible than ISO. The process is overseen by our board of directors. We really want the working groups who create the content that are in these documents to author in any tool. So please focus on the content, not the presentation. We will support anything Google Docs, Microsoft Word, Markdown, ASCII Doc, and the new system that's known as Metanorma. From that point, the PDF Association staff members here will create high-quality PDFs. We'll do the reflow, the branding, the artwork, and apply tagging to ensure it complies with PDF UA as a gold standard. All our documents are available under an open licensing model. So again, that gives you opportunities to reuse some of the content or combine it with your own content and your own materials. And in terms of attribution, that is decided by the working group with options ranging from attribution to a working group to attribution to a named individual. Again, motivation to become involved. Turning to our GitHub presence, we have a growing use of GitHub across all our communities. We have 39 repositories spanning both public and private. I do want to emphasise that a lot of our assets in GitHub are not just code. A lot of our documents are in GitHub, either as Markdown or ASCII Doc or some other format. We have a lot of discussions. We have internal issues where we want to use it as a checklist reminder to go back to things. There's test data, there's files, there's lots of assets in there. You don't have to be a developer to get value from GitHub. However, you do need to link your GitHub name to your PDF Association member profile. Many GitHub names are not exactly obvious, but thankfully many are. So we just go to edit, you go to edit my profile, and then there's a dialog where you can just insert your GitHub username. We do this to ensure that our private repositories remain private to PDF Association members. In order to get access to those private repositories, as I mentioned before, you just need to ensure that you join the appropriate community, whether it be a liaison or technical working group, and that will automatically give you access then to those public repositories, so the private repositories. In terms of permissions that each of those repositories give you, most of the private repositories have a write permission because that is what the working group decides. This means you can actually actively contribute to that by changing the documents and doing that, but again, it's not required, although of course that is a lot of value in doing that process. We also have other technical resources that are not necessarily under the jurisdiction of a single working group or even any working group at all. For example, I'm the author of all the cheat sheets, and did you notice that the cheat sheet poster opposite our registration desk has 2 new cheat sheets on it, being announced this week. So if you haven't had a look at that poster, please go and see if you can spot them. They'll be obviously announced soon. Recently, and as one of the talks today has mentioned, we have the schema template. So if you are in the PDFA space, this is maybe something that you can use to help your customers put more data in the XMP simply. We have our presentation archive, and all talks from this week will be available in that archive sometime after the end of this event. These one-stop web resources have been built recently based on feedback we heard from communities about being able to, we have a lot of resources, so being able to focus in on particular hot topics. Archival PDF is obviously about PDFA, and accessibility is a lot about UA, but about tag PDF in general. We also provide a number of glossaries because, let's face it, PDF loves a TLA. We have the Visual Studio Code plugin that I've written, and if you attended my workshop last week, you would have got a sneak peek at the next version that's coming down the pipeline. And of course, we have many educational and informative articles. So coming soon, as I mentioned, we have the custom metadata structures in PDF third-party assistance guide coming. We're working on a PDF AAM. If you just Google that term, you'll find out what that's about. But that's a great way if you want to begin your personal collaboration with W3C. It's an entree into that community where you can engage with web accessibility experts. We have a new tranche of PDF accessibility techniques coming, the new cheat sheets I just surprised you with. And I think most interesting is a new W3C schools-like interactive web learning resource that we're just nicknaming Tagged PDF School. This is an interactive cloud-hosted environment where you can click on information about specifically tagged PDF, and it tells you information about 1.7, 2.0, UA1, UA2. It's going to be, I think, very helpful for those who are struggling to comprehend the complexities and nuances of tagged PDF. Okay, I'd now like to hand over to Melina.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, now I will tell you something about the PDF marketplace and the benefits for software and service providers. Let's start at the very beginning with brand positioning. The PDF Association member logo, this one here, represents your company's engagement with the larger industry and with ISO standards for PDF. It has many uses in a variety of customer-facing scenarios, just as like on websites, in your email and marketing collateral, on social media, on videos. The PDF's value depends on the ability to share files. So if you make PDF products demonstrating your participation in, demonstrating your participation in PDF's technical community is simply logical. When you, as a member, appear in the member list on the PDF Association's highly ranked website, you improve your performance in search engines and with AI. The more your profile, products, and content are visible and maintained on pdfa.org, the more opportunities for customers to see you engaging with the PDF ecosystem. Positioning your brand on pdfa.org is easy and can lead to big things. The website offers several ways to showcase specific aspects of your products and services. You can list products by feature, vertical marketplace, and support for PDFA and PDF UA, for example. We are working on updating the product showcase and are always open to new ideas about what the PDF Association can do for its members. Next up to your news and ideas on pdfa.org. Now some members simply post company descriptions, and that's okay. Other members use our website to help get the word out about their innovations in form of a member news, which is a commercial news. So it's, it's a commercial news. And to help our members build their technical reputation, we offer special benefits to those who educate with non-commercial thought leadership articles. One of those benefits, oh shit, I'm sorry. I just need a second. So one of those benefits is your article appearing at the top of our monthly newsletter and on the pdfa.org homepage. Now I want to tell you something about our solution agent that you may have already seen on our website. The solution agent allows end users to send questions to every PDF Association member who signs up for this service. I will give you a quick second to read why you should sign up. And the fortunate thing is you do not have to choose between a button and get both benefits. You can sign up to receive these requests in the member area as well. So let's jump to the marketing communities. As you can tell, not all PDF Association communities are technical. We also operate non-technical space where marketing folks work on strategies to promote PDF technology. The PDF technology MWG focuses on promoting PDF itself. And the PDF UA MWG is dedicated to promoting resources for accessible PDF. Just to reassure you, we do not look like this during our meetings, which I cannot promise you for the technical meetings. Talking about working groups leads me to demonstrating leadership. The PDF Association has various ways to promote individual leadership in the PDF ecosystem, whether it is chairing a working group, champion a project, publication, or resource, or offering your perspective in an article. We can help ensure you that the world sees your contribution. So how can you support us? PDF Association members can support the ecosystem in several ways, from making events like PDF Days possible to making ISO standards available at no cost. And, you know, what can I say? Developing specifications and standards is just so hot right now. Reach out to us if you want to know more about your sponsorship opportunities. While PDF Days happen like every 2 to 3 years and are more on the marketing and networking side, PDF Week is happening twice a year with switching locations and a focus on technical topics. Supporting and attending PDF Association events is another way to build your company's reputation for high quality and best practice. Lastly, we do have a little to-do list of what you can do when you get home. Feel free to take a picture or not. Otherwise, we are now at the end of our presentation and want to thank you for listening.
Happily to take any questions if anyone has any questions.
Yes, please.
Julian? I need to get you on the microphone, which means I need it back if I need to answer.
I understand that not all of the benefits are available to all members at every level, is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, it depends on your membership. So we have full partner, individual, liaison, institutional. So it depends on whether you are a big company. When you are a startup, it's also different. You pay different fees. You have different benefits, and
Okay.
So it depends.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. For the PDF Week, do you meet in person usually, or
Yes.
is it virtual?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, yes, we do meet in person, but we move it around the world because PDF is an international community and ISO is international standards. So we try to Europe, North America, and also trying to bring in the Asia region, which is obviously a much larger area. So we do meet in person. Roughly speaking, it's usually 4 days, 5 days. This week, because of this event, we're squeezing everything into 3 days.